Welcome to the Week 9 Deplorable Review. I'm your host this time around, Donald Trump of Fantasy Football. Although for this week only, I am actually known as Elijah Top, Travis Bottom. That is a reference to the show The League. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's actually really good. The owners of Gay Duo are massive fans of the show, so I thought they would get a kick out of that. It'd be a nice little reference for everyone, and kind of a nice lead-in for our matchup, which we'll get into smack talk and the implications of that later on. And someone's texting me. That was texting me. Probably nothing important. Who cares? Okay, anyway, before we get into the recaps, I did want to hit on one important issue we have going on. It's the trade deadline that is coming up. Yes. Currently, according to the league bylaws, for anyone who hasn't actually read them, which I assume is probably just about everyone in the league, unfortunately, the deadline is the kickoff of the noon games on Sunday of week 11. So not this upcoming Sunday, but the one after that. Next year, we may end up putting a little vote on it to move it up 1 week, so it's week 10 instead. I actually just kind of copied a lot of the bylaws over from the old Brutal website, from those who are familiar with that football league. And I forgot that they only have a 2 week playoff, and here in Deplorable we have a 3 week playoff. So yeah. Anyway, if anyone wants to be making any trades here before the deadline, you better get on it because time is running out. I know there are a lot of teams out there who probably could use some trades. You know, Special K, his team's been falling apart with Kittle getting hurt and Zeke falling off the map and all that shit. So you might want to be looking into something. Beers as well. He's sitting at top of the division at 6-3, but his team is a little weak. No offense. Right now, you'd be the number 3 seed overall in the playoffs, and you really don't look like a 3 seed. So, might be a good idea to look into a few things there. But yeah, we'll get into playoff implications here a little bit later. But let's jump right into the recaps. Get this thing moving along because I know y'all have better shit to be doing, and goddamn it, someone needs to stop texting me. Anyway, we'll start off with my game against Spencer Strasmore. I know a lot of you remember week 1. Strasmore and I were kind of going back and forth, really trash talking each other all week with the videos and everything. We didn't do that this time around. I don't know if you felt the same way I did about it, but I just didn't really think it was worth it since, the result on this one was going to be predictable. I beat him 152.67 to 134.10. He scored a hell of a lot more points than I thought he would, so I got to give Strasmore credit there. But I just figured he really didn't have much of a chance just because my team was at full strength, and he was running without Raheem Mostert, who's on IR, no Devonta Freeman, who was out for the week. He had a bunch of bye-week problems with Kareem Hunt, Tyler Boyd, not Devontae Parker, but Jarvis Landry. So he was really just struggling to find bodies that he could just plug in and play against me. A great pick with the Tyler Irvin deal. He actually got you quite a few points for someone who just, you really didn't know what he was going to be doing. But yeah, so valiant effort on that one. I will say, like I said in the league chat there, if Strasmore gets into the playoffs, because right now he's the number 7 seed, he does not have the tiebreaker on blue team, so he would not make it right now. But if he does slip in, he's not a team I want to face, because the way scoring works in my mind, like if you look at our scoring rules and everything, you hit 130, odds are pretty good you're going to win your matchup. If you hit 150, it's almost guaranteed, unless you get really unlucky with who you're facing. 150 should be that point where you're like, yeah, I'm probably going to win my game. And I feel like Strasmore's team with, Mahomes and Hopkins, Julio, Boyd, who's been really good this year, like they can easily combine for, anywhere from 80 to 100 points in any given week. And if the rest of his roster can get him, 30 to 50, he stands a good shot at winning every single week. So You put up a good fight, didn't pull it off, but yeah, you're gonna have to start reeling off some wins here, especially in those last 2 weeks of the regular season, because there's only 4 weeks left. The last two were divisional matchups. You're gonna really need to be looking at winning those if you want to get in the playoffs there, Straz. And if you happen to make it, and we face off for a third time this season, you damn well better be bringing your A game when it comes to trash talking, because I will resurrect those videos and I will go all out to intimidate your ass before our matchup. I can guarantee that. And none of this bullshit where, the site only lets us put up like these 30-second videos. Not, screw MFL. Like, you want to do a full length trash talk video, you let me know. All right, and Cameron and I will hook that up. We'll post them just like we do these review videos through YouTube, and we'll just let it ride. Because yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. Because I'm a big deal. Deal with it. All right, so moving on to the next game here. We have Dr. Feelgood beating Caitlyn Jenner 153-57 to 135-23. Great game by Feelgood all around. Once again, Dalvin Cook is just being unbelievably explosive coming off that injury. Another monster game for him. Aaron Rodgers continues to resurrect his sorry ass this season. And Keenan Allen beasting it like usual. Great great PPR machine right there. And unfortunately for Jenner, this is the first week he got Christian McCaffrey back, and then apparently McCaffrey hurt his shoulder, and he's likely not going to play Week 10, and we're going to have to see how it goes from there. But Jenner just can't catch a break. Like, granted, he has Mike Davis, and hopefully he fills in, but he wasn't looking all that good the last few weeks. So I think Jenner is going to have a tough road in front of him if he wants to be making the playoffs, because that is a tight ass race. All right, so after that we have my ball Zach Ertz beating Woke Bison 121-40 to 105-45. I kind of jokingly referred to this as the toilet bowl, because you're basically having the two worst teams in the league facing off with each other. I don't like to count Nailbender in that, because quite frankly, he's been a good sport. He took over a team halfway through the season that Google completely destroyed and ran into the ground. And quite frankly, I think a blind, half dead, or brain dead chimpanzee could have drafted a better team than Google's wife did. But whatever. So Nailbender's, doing the best that he can. So I don't like to count him in there. So really, that just leaves, Bison and Ertz there. And Ertz gets the win. He goes to 3-6. Bison, he is the first team in the league to officially, mathematically be eliminated from the playoffs. So he's done in that sense. But I hope he'll be a good sport and continue to set his lineups, work his team, and make some moves. Seems like he is. So glad to see that. But I do try and keep up on that COVID stuff, because he played Ayuk even though he wasn't playing because of COVID. So try and keep an eye on that stuff, but I'm not going to kill you too much on it. Yeah, and as far as Ertz goes, 3-6, still technically in the playoff race, but I just don't see it for him. Like, if you look at the points against for every single team in the league, he's routinely been like the lowest points against. So he should be reeling in the wins, and yet he doesn't, because he can't score worth shit, because he doesn't have any decent players on his team. Like, that's what happens when you name your team My Ball Zach Ertz before the draft, and you get so fixated on this perfect name that you have to reach horribly to draft Zach Ertz to justify the name, and then Ertz bombs and it throws off your entire fucking roster. And yeah, you drafted horribly. You had a little bit of bad injury luck with Michael Thomas, but your 3-6 record's on you, buddy. You can't blame who you've gone up against on this one. So that's all you. You won the toilet bowl, though. Congratulations for that. Maybe you turn it around. Let's see if you can overtake Special K in the division. That's the first step towards making the playoffs because you're still alive. You're just going to need a shit ton of help, and you're probably going to have to win out all your remaining games. Yeah, fun times right there. Fun times. Oh, and on a side note, Strasmore actually has one of the highest points against, and yet he's still 5-4. So impressive fucking work there. I just keep talking about how great Strasmore is this week. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, next game we have the Bad News Beers defeating Special K 136.17 to 122.98. This was really one of the big games of the week, because there was only like one game between Beers and Special K in the division. And with Beers' victory there, I mean, he hasn't completely put the division out of reach there, but Special K is going to need a lot of help in order to overtake Beers at this juncture. And considering, two of the four remaining games for Beers is against Bison and Ertz, a couple of what should be easy victories for him. No offense, guys. I just don't know if I see it happening. I think Beers is going to hold on to that division. Special K screwed himself by losing this week, and he's just going to have to fight hard to try and swipe one of those wild cards from Trump Town or from Blue Team or Gay Duo. My bad. And we'll have to see if he can pull that off. With the current roster that he has, I don't know. Let's see what's up with Chris Carson this week. Zeke's on bye, although I really don't know why anyone would start Zeke at this point. He's god awful. That Cowboys team is god awful. Has no tight end now that Kittle's gone. He has not had a good season in terms of injuries. I'll give him that. He's definitely had some bad luck there, but he's still in the hunt. He's only like a game back in the wild card right now, or at least forcing like a 3-4 way tie there. So hang in there. We'll see what you do. After all, you get to face those same two crappy division mates of yours. That should give you a nice leg up on your Trump Town rivals who have to face legitimate opponents in the last 2 weeks of the season. Moving on, we have Nailbender beating Beans and Franks 98.72 to 85.33. See, before this week, Beans was in the playoff hunt. With this loss, he's probably done. I mean, he's not technically eliminated, but he needed this game because Nailbender's team, again, as I've said before, he took over a god-awful Google squad. Nailbender didn't even break 100, and Beans still lost. I mean, hell, Beans didn't even break 90. If you look at Beans' rest of season schedule, week 11 he's going to be facing me. That's probably going to be a loss. And then week 12 and 13 he's going to be going up against Blue Team and Foosball. Like, I don't like his odds of winning any of those three. So probably, when you're only scoring 85 points, you're probably not making the playoffs. So he lost his chance right there, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe he can turn it around, but not looking good for Beans and Franks there. And that was by far the most god awful fantasy football game we will probably ever see in this league in all future years ahead of us. Like, the fact that neither team breaks 100 damn points and one of them goes sub 90, like, that's pretty hard to do in a PPR league with 3 IDPs and a halfway decent IDP scoring system. Like, there's no excuse for not hitting 100. That's bad. Like, if you don't hit 100, that's a bad fucking week. This is a bad week for both of them. Sad. Oh, but then we come to Gay Duo just absolutely dominating foosball, 198.13 to 150.9. I know foosball has to feel like shit. Because obviously when you break 150, you think, I'm probably going to win. But yeah, he just faced Gay Duo on the wrong damn week. Like, sorry. Just, acid. Oof. But anyway, Gay Duo just everyone clicked, everyone blew up on his roster there, on his starting lineup. Nobody was beating him, which sucks because that was a huge matchup. If Foosball had won that, he pretty much would have sealed his division at that point. But unfortunately, because he lost it, now Blue Team is not only sitting at the number 6 spot for the playoffs, the wild card, number 6 seed, but he has a legitimate chance of overcoming Foosball for the division as a whole, which could put him in could possibly get him the number 2 overall seed and a bye week if that happens. So yeah, it's pretty intense. Which brings us to some of the upcoming matchups, and I know I've said before I'm facing Gay Duo this week, and I changed my team name to kind of hype it up a little bit, but yeah, I know this is a huge week for Gay Duo because obviously he's sitting at the number 6 spot. He needs to keep winning to try and hold on to that playoff spot, and obviously he wants to go for the division victory. So every single game here is critical for him. But for me, not really. Like I could lose this week; it's not that big of a deal for me. Based on the Trump Town standings right now, I could easily lose this week, next week, and all I would have to do is beat Jenner and Feel Good, and I would be guaranteed to win my division. And quite frankly, as long as I beat Feel Good, who's a game behind me right now, if I beat Feel Good in the final week of the regular season, week 13, there's a pretty damn good chance I'm going to be beating him out for the division title, and I own the tiebreaker on Strasmore there. Currently own the tiebreaker on Jenner, so it's basically like a 3-game lead with 4 games left. And I don't think either one of them is going to be catching me there, so both of them are going to have to be vying for that wild card spot. And for those who are unaware, tiebreakers for within the division are overall record, divisional record, head to head, total points scored. When you're trying to break tiebreakers across divisions for, say, the wild card spots, then it's overall record, head to head matchups, and then total points scored if you happen to not actually have played that other team this season. So, like for example, blue team gets the number 6 seed over Strasmore because blue team, Gay Duo beat Strasmore earlier in the season, so he gets that tiebreaker. So yeah, looking at and how the divisions are all playing out here, I really do feel bad for Jenner, Feel Good, Strasmore, all of them, because every single person in our division has a legitimately amazing team, a very competitive team, and 2 of our remaining 4 games are going to be within the division, and those are not going to be pushovers. Whereas, the other 2 divisions have a bunch of sucky ass teams like Bison and Nailbender and, Floundering Beans and Ertz there who should be easy victories for people. But, I mean, what are you going to do? You just got to play the hand you're dealt. So, good luck to the guys in my division. Hopefully, not too much luck because obviously I want to make damn sure I win that division and get that bye week. So, yeah. So again, get out there, make some trades, make sure you're remaining competitive and setting those lineups, and checking the ins and the outs of everything every week. I mean, we already got 9 weeks in the book here, and COVID has not canceled the season yet. So I got to say that's a pretty damn amazing thing. And I think at this juncture, I mean, I don't want to jinx us, but I think we're going to be able to finish this, which is pretty awesome. I think a lot of people thought we were going to be able to finish the season before it all started. So I'll spare you the lame ass jokes this time around because we're already at like 19 minutes in this video, and I didn't get a lot of great feedback in terms of my 1980s and 90s jokes from the last recap that I did. So fuck all of you for that. Very underappreciated humor. I don't mind giving you more amazing humor like that, but I need to know that it's actually working and that people are appreciating the 5 seconds of time that I put into coming up with these amazing jokes. So, if you want more of that, you gotta let me know. Otherwise, it's just gonna be boring ass bullshit like this, where I just, tout the greatness of my own team and just ream on teams like Special K for sucking so badly and for falling apart. So yeah, and Earths because he's easy to troll. So easy to troll. I hope he comes back next season just so I can keep trolling him. K-Duo and I make an amazing team when it comes to trolling. Alright, but anyway, the end of the video. Hope y'all had fun, learned something informative. Good luck week 10, and I think Special K will probably be doing the recap video next week. I don't know if I'll be doing any more this week or this season. It depends on Special and what his plans are. We'll talk about it, but also encourage other people to jump in like Strasmore did and hopefully host one of these. And my apologies, I don't have the technology or the hours of time or the motivation to put together such an amazing video as Strasmore did with all the lights and cut-ins and awkwardness and hilarity. Yeah, I'm rambling now. So later, guys. Good luck.